Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Now, today I wanted to sit down with you guys and girls and just talk about my thoughts, like my first impressions of Scars of Honor. Now, of course, this is just a technical alpha test. We're about 7 days in of the playtest, so we've got about 5 days left. I want to make this perfectly clear, guys. This is just my initial thoughts. I'm going to give my concerns and my feedback. This is not the finished product. You can see here in big letters as well, it's not the final product, because I know in the MMO space, whenever a playtest comes out, a beta test, or even an alpha test like this, people just take it as the final product and they get really annoyed and stuff like that. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into this one. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're interested in MMOs, RPGs and MMORPGs like Scars of Honor, because I'm going to be covering this and keeping an eye on this one. So straight out of the gate, I'm going to say, like, I like the graphics, the art style. It looks like WoW. It may not be people's liking. Some people don't like this sort of graphical style, art style, but I don't mind it. I enjoy it. Now obviously it's not finished, it's not fully polished, so they've got a ways to go. But for like this video and my thoughts, I've been throughout my playtime, I've been saying this on my stream as well when I've been streaming the game, I try to look at this playtest and other alphas that I play and test. I try to not worry so much about the bugs, because there's going to be bugs, of course there is. I mean, there's bugs even in fully finished games. I try to look at other stuff like the gameplay systems and things like that to leave my feedback and my thoughts on. So, for example, I'm going to start straight away with the crafting and the gathering, right? So I'm at a forge here. So if I go to this forge here, so you can see, obviously you can craft loads of different gear. This is all cool, right? You get your level up, etc, etc. But what I personally don't like, now this is just me, I don't know how everyone else feels about this, so I would love you guys to leave a comment down below, give your feedback, because Armagon, who's called Venelin, the dev, the CEO of Beast Burst Entertainment, he does read all of the comments, and I was lucky enough to sit down with him and Society of Gaming. We was able to have an interview with him the day before this playtest started. Really nice guy, and he said that he wants everyone's feedback. So this is why I'm making the video. I'm also going to show him the video, let him watch it, and I'll ask him to read your guys' thoughts. So please leave a comment down below, but keep it constructive. We don't need to say, oh, the game's shit, and then that's it. Just say what you didn't like and why you don't like it, and how you think, maybe give a reason, or maybe give a suggestion of what you would like to see instead, so then they can, look at the data and do this. So for me, when you craft, you've got this mini game. So I'm going to hit a perfect here. Let me see. Okay, I didn't hit a perfect there, but you get the gist, right? You have to do this every single time. There we go, we've got 2 perfects. And then that will give you the outcome of your craft. So because I got 2 perfects, I managed to get, like an epic armor piece. But then, of course, the stats are RNG still. So not only do you have to do the mini game, you then got the RNG on top of that. Now, the reason why I don't like the mini games is because for me, it becomes tedious. So I know the reasoning behind it. It's there because they want to try and make something a little bit different. Also to try and prevent bots from being in the game, because obviously, as we know in MMORPGs, bots are always there, right? But I don't know, it's fun, don't get me wrong, it is fun for a little bit during this playtest. I don't mind it too much, but I'm thinking of the long term, guys. So in 100+ hours of playtime, for just, for argument's sake, I'm going to be so bored of doing these mini games and so frustrated. And it's exactly the same if you want to do any mining, any tree chopping, any fishing. There's a mini game for all of that. Now, I don't know. I just don't like it. To be polite, I just don't like it for the reasons that I just said. I just feel like it's going to be tedious after a long time of playing the game. So I don't know what they could do. If their stance is firm on they want to keep the mini games because of trying to prevent bots, then yeah, I don't really know what they could do. I'm not a game dev, so I can't really, think of another solution to stop the bots. I don't think it's really going to help though, personally. With how good bots and AI and stuff is now, I'm sure they'd be able to work around it. But anyway, other than that, there are massive nodes as well. So for example, now let me get to this tree here. This is a massive tree, right? So this is going to probably still say, yeah, you must be in a party. Now, this was one of my things. By the way, I had a long list of stuff, right? But Beast Burst Entertainment, in between me, getting my thoughts and feedback and writing it down, in between that, they've actually been cooking, and they have fixed and added a lot of changes, and they've made me think, oh, okay, I've got to scrub that off the list and take that off the list. Now, that was one of the things on my list about all of the massive nodes. You have to be in a party to be able to chop them down or mine them. But Armagon has said that they are looking to remove that from the game, which I hope they do, because I get it. You're trying to encourage people to obviously be in a party. It's an MMORPG at the end of the day. But there is times when, you just want to chill, you just want to play on your own for a little bit. Maybe you just want to go around gathering, collecting materials and stuff. But then you can't get the big nodes because you would then have to find people to party up with. And I just think it's more of a hindrance. So it was good to hear that he is thinking of removing that. So that's good. Another thing as well, this is to do with the PvP and the respawns. At the moment, as it stands, you cannot. So if I do some open world PvP, because there is open world PvP in this game due to the fact that it's a faction based game, guys. So you can be killed in the open world and then you respawn. But currently, you're not able to select where you want to respawn, and there also isn't any delays of the respawns. So what happens is, or what has been happening, is you're at the world boss, you're killing the world boss, then the enemy faction comes in, they kill you, and obviously if they outnumber you, they kill your faction, and then all they need to do is just wander over to, just say this is the respawn. All they need to do is just wander over to here, and then they can just farm you at the respawn and then rinse and repeat, and you have no way of going anywhere else. So because of this reason, during this test right now, I don't know if you're able to read this, but they have added a flagging system for this test. So what you need to do is, my PvP is off right now. So if I want to do some PvP, it's just /PvP on. So I'm now flagged to participate in the open world. Now, again, obviously, if you just want to chill and you don't want to get ganked or anything, /PvP off. Now, I'm going to say something here. Now, I don't know if people are going to agree with me or disagree with me, but again, like I said, I just want to leave my feedback. In a faction-based MMORPG, I don't think flagging is the way to go, because in my opinion, if you're going to have a faction game and you then don't have the PvP, I don't see the point in having the factions at all. You may as well just remove the factions, if you get my drift. Now, I understand that not everybody wants to do, engage in open world PvP. Hence, they're adding battlegrounds, and they've also got arenas coming to the game as well. But it just, to me, again, this is personal, it adds to the risk reward factor. We're in the open world, we're fighting a big open world boss, and then you've got to be aware that maybe the other faction is going to roll up on you. They are going to kill you, and then they are going to get the loot, right? But I was thinking, to resolve the farming of the people at the respawn, they need to obviously let you choose where you want to spawn. And also, this is what was happening also in Throne and Liberty as well. When there was big world boss fights, people were just spawning in, and it was just chaos, right? So what they ended up doing was adding a delay timer. So if you do get killed, you can't just instantly spawn and just keep on coming back, because it just causes chaos. then what happens is the world boss never dies, basically, and it's just a dragged out process. So Beast Burst Entertainment could look at, again, like I said, choosing, you need to be able to choose where you want to respawn. I don't see why you can't. And also maybe adding a delay timer. It doesn't have to be too long, but just delay the respawns, because that can help. Otherwise, it's just going to drag out the fights, and then people are just they're not going to engage, or they're just going to, you know, basically turn your flag off, and then nobody's going to PvP, and then it's just, that's all it's going to be. So I know there were talks of them saying that for the full release, they're going to be adding PvE servers and also PvP servers. So we'll see how that pans out. We'll see if that's what they do in the long run, or if they stick with the flagging system. But again, like I said, I just don't think that the flagging system should be a thing in a faction-based game. Other than that, to be honest, I've been enjoying my time in the game. Yes, the game, like I said, is buggy. The test right now, the state of the game is it's buggy. There's a lot of jank. The tree, this talent system, by the way, I really enjoy this talent system. I have been hearing from other people in my stream and stuff that some people feel this is a bit too much overload of information for not much benefit. But me personally, I really enjoy this system. Obviously, it's been inspired by Path of Exile. Again, I love that, because the fact that you can branch into this side of the tree, you can go up there, you can go down here, around here, and for now, most people are playing sort of different builds. There is metas already. People are finding things that are really strong, but of course, like I said, because we're only in the alpha stages, things are broken. Like, for example, there's a lot of one-shot builds. There's a lot of people they've got like 100% crit chance. So people are just getting one shot, which is obviously terrible, right? The PvP right now is in shambles. We need to have longer TTK for it to be more fun, more outplay potentials. But of course, like I said, we're just having fun right now. This is the time that it needs to be broken, right? We don't want this to happen when the game goes into early access, which should be in the Q1 of 2027, unless of course it gets changed. But yeah, I'm having fun. Like I said, love the talent tree. I haven't been able to get a scar yet, because the scar is linked. This leads me to my next problem. The scar is linked to the world boss, which is fine. That's not the issue. But the issue is the final hit on mobs and the world boss. So even if you're in a group, even if you're in a party, whoever gets the last hit on the world boss gets the scar, for example. So even if my group was pumping all the damage, if I'm the one that gets the last hit, only I am able to pick up the scar. Now, I don't like that. I don't think that should be a thing. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like final hits on mobs. In the big 2026, 2027, I just don't think that should be a thing. But again, like I said, this is just my concerns and my thoughts. But yeah, other than that, open world is nice. I love the fact that you can obviously craft. You can craft gear. You can obviously go out and mine, gather. Open world bosses, you can have open world PvP encounters if you wish. One other thing that I'm not a big fan of is there is chests around the map, and what is happening right now is if you want to get rings, basically, what people are doing is there's locations on the map, right? So there's some chests here, there's some chests over here roughly. So people are just going to said locations, and we're just standing around, basically just waiting for the chest to spawn, and then rinse and repeat, stand there, open the chest. But it's just a little bit boring. Now, obviously, I don't know what the intention is of that in the final product. I hope that isn't going to be the main thing, because otherwise, yeah, especially when PvP is enabled, all you're going to be doing is people are just going to be fighting over chests for ages and ages, and you either get lucky and open one and you get some stuff, or you just don't ever get one. So yeah, that's another one of my issues and concerns. But I'm going to leave it there, so I've waffled on for a little while now. But yeah, overall TLDR, I'm enjoying it. I'm having some fun. It's far from ready in its current state. I appreciate how hard they have been working. They've been working a lot in these 7 to 8 days. They've been fixing so many things, performance problems, bugs, quality of life as well. They've done a lot of quality of life changes. I hope they continue on this pace. And yeah, I would just like to see certain things change, like I said. If that happens, I can see this being quite a good MMORPG. Obviously, the caveat being, I don't know what the rest of the content will be. We haven't seen any of the other, areas and the other biomes, because this is just an isolated test. But I'm going to be keeping my eye on it. Like I said, if the next playtests, I'm going to be joining in those, hopefully. And I'll keep you guys and girls, updated with all the news and what's happening. But yeah, don't forget, like I said, to like the video, subscribe, and please, the most important thing is leave your feedback in the comment section down below so I can get Armagon to have a look at this and the other devs and whatnot. It's really important, because if we want this game to do well, which if you're an MMORPG fan, I mean, you should want all of them to do good, right? So yeah, without further ado, have a beautiful day, and I'll catch you very, very soon. Take care. Peace.